This conference will now be recorded.
Perfect.
I'm going to call to order the Utility Committee meeting for June 21st, 2023 at 4 p.m. Go ahead and do roll call. Myself, Commissioner Wright, Lorenzen, Koshi, and from the city we have Ryan Donahue, Brett Gailey on the virtual wall, and Gary Petershagen in person. And we'll go ahead and begin with a public forum today. So I'm going to go ahead and open it up if anyone has any comments or things that they want to share to the committee. Great. Anybody on the virtual wall who'd like to share concerns or questions? And we didn't receive any cards or emails?
No.
Okay, I'll go ahead and close the public forum at this time. We're moving on to agenda item number 4, information sharing. And I'm going to have Mariah go ahead and share with us the accelerated assumption update.
Great. So at the staff level, myself and the managers from the district, along with several of the directors and the administrator, have met twice now to start really hashing out and understanding the operations of the district and how that might look in a future merger and how positions may fit with the city, as well as how our software works and, just the various details of the operations of the district. They've been very helpful meetings, I think, for both sides to understand. We've made a lot of progress, I believe, and we have another meeting scheduled in about 3 weeks where we'll continue those discussions, but also get into some of the details of what that document that the district had provided over, the reasoning behind some of those points, whatever the city has prepared as well, and sort of come to a staff level understanding of what we want to present then to this committee as a joint effort. So I would say talks are continuing, positive at this point, and we hope to have something back for you guys probably in a few months or so.
Okay.
It'll take us a few meetings, I would anticipate, to really get through some of the details, but things are moving in the right direction.
Who was at the meeting today?
Myself, Jonathan Dix, Jocelyn Park, we had Anya Warrington, Jean, Aaron, Russ, and Troy.
Does anyone have any follow-up questions?
I think that's positive.
Yeah. I mean, I guess just to add to that, I know that myself and council member Petershagen met 2 weeks ago.
Seems like yesterday.
Yeah. But I think that at that time, we just kind of did some high-level talking of overview of things, and I know that we were waiting a response will come from what we had responded to the city, and it was out. So there wasn't a whole lot for us to really go over because we'll just wait for the response, and then I'll be working on the same sheet of music as we go through that. So yeah, that was pretty much it.
Awesome. Any other follow-up questions or comments? Awesome. Great. Well, if it's all right, we'll go ahead and move on to the project review. First one, 5A capital projects, 131st Avenue Northeast Sewer Extension. Aaron, you're gonna tackle this one?
Yeah.
Awesome. Thanks.
So the city received some grant funds, had to spend them by the end of this month. Quickly reviewed SOQs, have a contract with Pace Engineering to do sewer design and some roadway design for 131st Avenue Northeast, from 20th Street Northeast up to Hartford, with an east spur across the city property to Machias. I think that's consistent with your comprehensive plan. They're well on their way. They've surveyed and they're working on design. The project includes, like I said, sewer mains, some side sewer laterals, probably a connection to the shop, and sidewalks on one side of the roadway, likely the west side of the roadway. We're tearing the road up to put a sidewalk in. I think we'll have 60% design by the end of the month, and the consultant will have spent $208,000. Any questions on that one?
No, I think that they were the same engineering firm that was doing the Centennial, I don't know what they call that little track they were looking at. That kind of got the interest, I think, for us to look at getting sewers at least to the shop before for that project. I think at one time we thought maybe they owned it or were just engineering it, but it kind of sounds like that. They may have sold it off to somebody else, so. But at least the company that's doing it has a history behind what was going on in that area to begin with, so that's kind of that's a plus. Nobody's reinventing the wheel to try to figure out what's going on up there.
Aaron, you said you're at 60% design and you expect to have by the end of the month. You mean July or
60% designed by the end of June.
That's like next week. So
Yeah, Aaron, myself, and Kim, we met with we did a walkthrough to ground truth a lot of the potential alignment and phase. The sewer line is going to be the easy part. We know where it needs to end and stuff. So they had 4 other engineers out there with them. So they're kind of putting all hands on deck to try to make this happen expedited. So
do we have an anticipated start date for construction?
Not right now. It's sort of contingent on the private development to the south, extending the sewer to their development, and we'll pick up from there. If that doesn't happen, we'll have to reevaluate.
So you're only designing from that development north?
Correct.
and I think they're incorporating into the plan set, the plans that the private development's already put, has already got approval from both entities on.
Oh,
So they're gonna put that in their plan set, but I think the construction will be, and cost estimate will be based on extending it from where that project could leave off.
That's a good project. Does it start in the next 12 months? Are we prepared to move forward with that portion and hold the recovery on it?
It's possible.
Silence.
Well,
Well, no, I mean, you could do a latecomers like you do with any other project, it just depends on.
Yeah, exactly. I just
On
have,
what's
we
going.
have some sort of urgency to get this thing done. If we're gonna sit there and wait for a private property owner to develop his duplex lots that's been waiting for 2 years, 3 years, I mean, we might be sitting here in 2030. So I guess, at some point in time, we need to, get off the pot.
Where does the capital come from?
We have money set aside for our portion, so.
I think the key was spending the $208,000 by the end of June, and then focusing on that, and then, okay, we'll plan the rest of this beginning of July.
Probably need to plan the plan too.
For sure. Yeah.
Estimate cost.
We'll continue to look for grant opportunities.
Yeah.
There might be some out there.
great. Any other questions for Aaron or anything else?
Well, the city received another small grant, and Russ knows a little more about it, but a small grant for some planning and preliminary design of a lift station on Machias. So we're sort of piecing this system together out there. And I'll have more on that, I suppose, at the next utility committee.
Is that going to be, I guess, where they're looking at going across so much ice, is that like the suburban propane area? I knew that they've always wanted to have, I didn't know if that was the exact spot they were looking.
Yeah, and I believe that's consistent with your comprehensive plan as well, so.
Yeah, I know that was in the plan way back in the day when Lynn Walty was mayor, so that would take a few of you back a couple of years, so, yeah.
Okay. So on that one.
That's it.
Yeah, for that one, yeah.
Awesome.
I have some other capital projects if you're interested
Yeah, do it.
to discuss. So we opened bids today for ADA projects, so curb ramps and sidewalks and so forth. Bids came in, we got 6 bids, and they were under the engineer's estimate. The low bid was under by, I think, more than $100,000. The bid climate is kind of changing in our favor, and that's that's good news. So it will involve construction sort of across the city, and it's replacing out of compliant ramps with compliant ADA curb ramps. Accessibility is important to the city. We want to make sure that our sidewalks are safe for all users. So we're gonna do this essentially every year. We're gonna do some level of ADA improvements. That's one. We opened bids for Sunset Beach a week ago, Sunset Beach Park. That park will close and be redeveloped this summer. And again, I believe we got 7 bids, and the low bid was around $100,000 under the engineer's estimate. So that's what I'm getting at with that is that's good news for you potentially, if you're going to bid a project in the near future. State Route 9 closes tonight
Boo!
at 9 p.m.
So avoid this area like.
So avoid this
area.
I know that we go, I just drive through it just for fun. Go over to Walgreens, come back. It's fantastic.
It's great. Just doing loops.
You like the bow tie one especially, right?
I like to call them beanabouts, so you're right.
It'll be closed for a week.
People survived the last one, they'll survive this one,
Exactly.
because that's the last major one, and it'll be done by the end of the year in theory.
Well, more roundabouts, further footprint than any.
Yeah,
I think
no,
we should have it like on our Welcome to Lake Stevens home of 15 roundabouts.
I will tell you the
Just throwing it out
roundabout at the new one, with Davies. You see a definite reduction in the way that people drive compared to the Costco one, because I live close to that one.
Yeah.
That one's a race course for people because nobody wants to yield the right of way like they should. But when you get up in Frontier, I think just going through the 204, you're already cautious, and then you hit the other one. There's a little more courtesy, it seems like. In that path. Now, there are some mental breaks you have to really keep in, because coming off 9, they could curve right there, and if you're on that frontage road from Vernon when it's open and you're not paying attention, somebody could sneak in if you're looking forward instead of to your left. So, but I think that, it's just a matter of give some people some time. But it seems to flow.
It does.
Because like when I get my coffee in the morning and I come on 9 from Davies and then I have no problem. People are courteous.
I think it's awesome.
As long as it keeps the traffic moving, that's all I.
It's not like straightening out Frontier Village is an easy. That is not for the faint of heart in terms of egress and out of that shop, and it never has been. Hasn't been since so not easy.
So yeah, just one more closure and we're in the home stretch.
It's easy after that.
That's right.
ICI is doing a really good job there. They're able to get a lot of work
Yeah,
done.
they do.
So,
I'm very pleased with the work that they've done in the area up there. I thought it would be more of a nightmare, but no, it's actually.
They haven't hit any force mains or anything, so that's good.
You jinxed it. You jinxed it.
Anything else, Aaron?
One more thing. The city has 17 capital projects either under design or going to construction. So I'll try to keep, you guys up to speed on those things pretty quickly.
Yeah. Sunset Beach, I don't know what you could really do with it. That's a tough beach.
It's a tough spot.
Yeah, it's
Parking is interesting.
Yes.
We're trying to make it accessible. The slope is challenging as well.
yeah, it's like,
It's gonna be a neat park when it's done.
well, good.
It's a great look. I mean,
Yeah, we put a lot of thought into it.
Yeah.
It's pretty exciting.
When we were kids, that wasn't the beach you wanted to go to. That was like the
You ended
beach. Yeah, you ended up there because your parents weren't gonna take you to Davies. It was like, Jim.
Okay, great. We'll go ahead and move on to the development review, which is in our packet.
Hopefully there's no changes since the last meeting. You'll notice there's 54 ERUs that are currently under construction. Coming in. Some of it has already come in a little bit. We do have on there, I'll point out the MSR Lake Stevens is on there. They did submit an application in February, but they still don't have a DEA that's ready to be approved or anything like that. They're still working on plans. So no real changes.
What is that?
That's the Braid Road project downtown Lake Stevens.
Yeah, behind,
Was that the land swap with the city
yeah, by
for the
Beaton
Costco?
Field.
Okay.
I think that used to be the old Civic Center one time. The city was looking at putting down in that, on that
Okay.
spot.
What does MSR stand?
I think it's the name of the development firm that owns it.
Mary Sally Raphael.
Is there any indication, I mean, how many buildable lots are still out there in the city that, I mean, that they may have not come in yet for anything?
Yeah, and we looked at it as far as the comp plan analysis. Both the lots are still out there and their potential for growth and stuff. And we use a lot of the city's information, especially through Black Line, to make sure that those two things coordinated.
Okay.
Yeah, we estimated at highest and best use of current land use and zoning, but that changes over time.
Yeah.
So,
We should have some sort of presentation, I think, from our, we had a brief discussion last night about getting informed as to what the state did to us as far as zoning and density and so forth. So hopefully Department of Commerce is supposed to come up with some guidance, I guess, here in the next 60 days. So
There were some changes?
there were some changes, slight.
Is it net more, net less?
Yeah, that, I mean, density,
almost triple,
yeah.
potentially.
Yeah, because I think the ability to put ADUs on your property, I mean, they were, and then duplexes in certain neighborhoods, how they decided.
Right, your traditional single-family neighborhoods are gonna see anywhere up to 4 to 6 plexes.
With ADUs and,
Yeah, or more.
yeah.
And adjusted things like impact fees and how much you can charge.
Mhm.
Wah, wah.
Wow. Connections are good. Just depends how you look at it.
Any other comments or questions about the development review? Okay. I'd like to entertain a motion to approve the minutes for May 24th, 2023.
So.
We vote, right? All
Yeah,
in
it's not correct. On that, so I had audio around 4:10, so I was able to listen in much earlier than indicated, but other than that, nothing.
Motion to approve the correction.
Okay. So we'll go ahead and make that correction from Councilmember Donahue, and then can we make a motion to approve the minutes with that correction?
I'll make a motion to approve the minutes with that correction.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Great, and then do we want to look at a date for our next meeting?
Yes.
Oh, thank you.
It will be before Aquafest, just before, probably.
Like the 26th?
Does Aquafest start on a Wednesday? Sometimes it
I think it
happens.
was Thursday.
You got
Usually
the-
Thursday,
you got
Friday,
the beer
yeah.
garden for the alums.
Yeah.
That's Thursday usually, isn't it? The 27th.
I remember they used to, yeah, it was like
Or
the
Thursday
unofficial.
evening is the alums, and
Yeah,
then
okay.
Aquafest.
See, the only thing I know about Aquafest.
Oh, that's,
So we're on the 26th.
The
yeah,
26th of
July
July.
26th at 4 PM.
It'll keep Commissioner Koshi out of trouble from
That's
going
right.
down.
Okay, we have it on the schedule. Any other business that we need to discuss at this time? Great. Someone want to make a motion to adjourn?
I'll make a motion to adjourn.
Second.
All in favor?
Aye.
All right.
Aye.
And then turn it
I'm sorry, what?
You turn back over and.
Kevin, I'm so sorry, I never even
That's
turned
all
it
right,
to you
that's
at the
all right. It
beginning.
was open before you did. We'll close the sewer district portion of the meeting at this point. If I have a motion. to-
I'll make that motion to adjourn for us.
I second it.
All right, all in favor?
Aye. Well,
Good.
thank you, everybody. That was very efficient. That
Very
was
efficient.
like
That's- you had all
21
day.
minutes. No, no.
I think it's